This video is brought to you by TS4U IT Engineering Bootcamp. Are you looking for an IT bootcamp? In your journey with TS4U, you will get workshops and tasks every week, hands-on practice, technical tests and tasks, show and tell, mock interview. And we get paid fully only when you get a job. You can get affordable student loan. Become eligible for free tuition. We offer industry-demanding IT boot camps. Join now and start your IT engineering journey today with TS4U.
Which best practices can be followed when managing VPC resources, including naming conventions and tagging and backups?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, so there are a lot of VPCs in our environment. Okay, so we actually have some frameworks to launch our VPCs. So as I said earlier, that we have the manual options and the automated infrastructure as a code options. So the infrastructure as a code option has some inputs to have, like they have some input variables option. So those variables actually requires the name of the resource that we have. So let's say our dev team wants to launch a dev environment, so it can be named as dev0 for dev1. So we have specific naming conventions for all of our VPCs as well. So all the teams actually have a pattern, like they inputs the name of the VPC and dash their department name and dash their like application name. So we can know anytime we look at a VPC, so that okay, this is why we launched this VPC and this application is running inside this VPC. So that's why we have this naming conventions for the VPC itself. And then we actually have another framework to name our subnets. Okay, so if it's a public subnet, if it's a private subnet, it doesn't matter. It has the same VPC name in front of all the subnets name. And then after that, we have a postfix, like, okay, this is a private subnet, this is a public subnet, and this is an intra subnet. So, and that also includes the team's name and the department's name as well, so that anytime we look at a subnet, we know who actually launched it and why is it is actually here and which VPC it actually belongs. Okay, so we have all these naming conventions enabled in our Confluence page. Okay, so whenever somebody wants to create a new VPC, they actually needs to follow a guideline like based on this framework that we have, and they actually creates a new ticket and with all these names. Okay, this is what the VPC name should be, and this is what the subnet name should be. This is how I want my net gateways to be like look like, and then this is the route tables, and I want this and these route tables to be attached in this specific subnets. Okay, so they actually creates a ticket and it comes to the infra team, and then we look at the requirements, say, oh, okay, we need to create the VPC with this name, we need to create the subnets with these all names. So we actually input all the names on the input boxes for our infrastructure as code, and then finally we run it, and the infrastructure as code actually runs the pipeline with our CI/CD, and that creates the appropriate VPC with the appropriate tags and naming conventions and all those stuffs. Okay, and as per the backup goes, we use the AWS Backup, which is a managed service. So we previously we had manual backups, so that required somebody to like take backups periodically, and sometimes if that person is unavailable, so that created some issues for us, and like we wanted to automate it. So that's why we went for the AWS Backup, which is a managed service. So we pretty much take backups of our databases regularly, and our database actually has the point in time recovery. So we need to take backups after each hour. Okay, so that is actually managed by the AWS Backup. All right, so we have the AWS Backup configured for like most of our databases, which are actually like high high priority. So for the databases that are running the dev servers, we don't take backups, like automated backups. For those, we just take manual backups of the services whenever the dev team asks that, okay, hey, can you please like take a backup of this DB? Can you please make an AMI for this specific EC2 so that I can launch it on the auto scaling group? All right, so we have some ad hoc tasks like this, and for the automated tasks for the high priority databases and EC2 instances, we use the AWS Backup. And that's what the VPC actually and the like backup and naming convention that we have on our system.